everybody. Happy Tuesday. It has been a trying week so far. It is May 23rd, so we have, after today, we have 7 weeks, or including today, we have 7 days of school left. So the kids are going a little crazy. Yesterday, I totally intended on vlogging. Like, seriously, I needed to vlog, I needed to talk and share, and I was here until like 6, and I haven't pulled a night like that in a while, and honestly, 6 is not near my record at all. It wasn't working for me, like, and I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and I'll vlog when I'm done at the end of the day. And then I got to my car after I was done, I was like, oh, I didn't vlog. I really don't feel like vlogging right now. So I didn't. Yesterday was a little overly stressful because kids are finishing their paper food sculptures, and they turned out great. Everybody did good. Kids were a little crazy though yesterday because as they were finishing, some of them didn't know what to do, and there just wasn't as much work for kids to do. And then on top of that, the room was a big old mess. Kids were on the point in their projects where they were adding little details. So there's a little piece of paper all over my room. I had to sweep, I think I swept like 5th or 6th period, something like that. And I picked up all the paper in the middle of the day too and straightened everything. Still, that was a lot. Then I got everything set up for paint because today kids are painting their little monster sculptures. Here is my little guy that I am working on. I'm doing sponge paint on mine. But my kids are using brushes, and I just decided to just paint it with tempera. I think one of the containers might be acrylic, but we're just using water-based paint because it's a lot faster. They can do it in one class period, don't have to fire it, don't have to bother with all of that. And so that's going really well, actually. I am pleasantly surprised that kids are being occupied the whole class period. I was really worried that kids would finish in like 10 minutes and have nothing to do, so I had like 3 extra things planned. But I'll save those for later in case I need them another time, in case one of the plans for one of the last school days gets messed up. So yeah, everything is going well so far. Today is a whole lot less stressful. Yesterday was just like totally crazy and nuts. My brain was about to explode, and I was totally stressing. Today I'm just like, I actually don't have much to do. It's like looking at the things I need to do. I'm finishing grades already because the last grade was their clay, and so as the kids are working, I'm going around and grading. I'm giving them a grade for the clay form, the actual sculpture, and then as a part of extra credit, if they needed a makeup grade, I let their painting be a makeup grade. And that's not like best teacher practice to count an extra grade like that, but sometimes you gotta give a little wiggle room, especially in electives, especially in art. Like if the kid's putting in the extra effort to make something look good, you can give them credit for their work. So that's what's going on today. And I was just thinking just now, we have a parent meeting after school that's optional. I want to go to it, but it's optional, and it's not until 6. And looking at the things that I have to do, I could leave at like 4:15. So I don't know if I'm going to go to that meeting. We will see. It's the only thing that's important about that meeting is for me communicating to parents about Art 3. And Art 3 is set up kind of like a pre-AP project, or pre-AP class. It's a combination of like pre-AP expectations, but yet project things are like Art 1 high school kind of thing. It's a class that I've structured myself. It's not, we don't give high school credit for art in middle school here, so it's not quite a high school class. But I do require them to do a summer project because they need to keep creating, and I want them, in order for them to take this advanced special class, they need to prove that they are ready for it. And so that's why I have that. And that's what the meeting's about. It's pre-AP classes. And so I kind of need to go. I don't know if I'll think about it. I don't know if I will. I'm definitely planning once they get the roster set up, beginning of summer, I'm going to go through that roster, call all the parents. I planned on that last summer, I just didn't end up doing it, and it just kind of, things got a little messed up. There's kids in my art 3 class this year who shouldn't be in my art 3 class. They should have been given the opportunity to sign up for something else. But the other thing I'm going to do too is probably starting like tomorrow or something, the kids I know who have signed up for art 3, I am going to give them the project packet, and I've already been talking with them about the project, and they're already familiar with it, so hopefully that goes over well. Yeah, you know what? I don't need to go to that meeting. I don't want to go to that meeting. I really do. And I just remembered the other thing I need to do is get a letter to send home to my art competition kids, because they were invited to the school board meeting next week to kind of be presented to the board, be like, here are some awesome kids, here's what they did. They do that occasionally for different things, and we got invited this time. So I got to send that letter home, and I think I'm going to leave at 4:15 today. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, see you later. Okay, it's still Tuesday, and it is now after school. It's about 5 o'clock. We just finished with a faculty meeting, which I totally forgot about. A couple things we learned at the faculty meeting. The very last day of school, which is next Thursday, they are planning a basketball tournament. We kind of have this thing, every year we do a dodgeball tournament, which takes all day, so kids can sign up on a team if they haven't been in school suspension. And then the teams, like there's different brackets, and the teams sign up and then they compete. Pretty much takes all day. And so they want to do that this time for basketball, but they want to do it on the last day of school, which I am all for not having kids in my classroom on the last day of school, but I had something planned, and I had this little special thing planned that I do every year. It's a tradition, and it really ends the year right. So that means I have to cram it into this week if I really want to do it, and I think I can make it work. It's just going to be a little iffy, and it's not like a final little check thing that we do at the end of the year, and it's not that final little note, that little goodbye. That's not really a proper goodbye, but we're still going to do it. It's still going to be good. I don't think it's going to have as good of an impact, but we will see. So that means that tomorrow we have to get all of my classroom cleanup done, or try to, which I think is possible because a lot of my 6th grade classes are super motivated. Like, oh my gosh, I think they can do it. So that's doable. The other thing in terms of cleanup is that next Friday, June 2nd, is a work day. And normally for that last day, they let us leave early. Like, we come in, we do the work that we need to do, and get everything signed on our checklist and leave. And normally I get to leave at like 10 or 11, but they want us to stay until 3:30, which means that I'll be required to be here longer. And so if I don't get to finish my cleanup stuff by then I'll just do it then. I might also film a few videos and things I wanted to film in my classroom then, and I'll have that footage. But we'll see how that goes. So that means that tomorrow has to be clean everything day. And so even though it's 5 o'clock right now, I need to get everything set up for that. And I have an hour. The pre-AP meeting starts at 6, which I guess I'm going to go to now because I'm going to be here. I really don't want to because I need to go home and run so bad. Like, this afternoon was totally stressful. Not really in my room, but there were 3 separate incidents in the hallway, and kids going crazy, and meaning like 2 separate fights. One girl got like totally pissed off because of it, and thankfully they were able to calm her down, but that almost started a fight too. But yeah, it just ends up setting a really tense tone with the kids, and so when the kids get in my classroom, I have to strictly say, we are not going to talk about this. We are here to make art. And I have to be super strict, super firm, and to get them on my side, and we will see. So tomorrow, I'll clean up. Thursday, and I'm looking at my schedule, Thursday, we're not going to be able to finish cleanup. I'll just have to do that, which is fine. Thursday, we need to write thank you letters. That's one of my traditions I have kids do, which I do normally do during this week anyways. I have them pick at least two of their favorite teachers and write them a little thank you note saying how much they appreciated them this year, what are some things that they really liked in their class, what kind of impact did that teacher have on them. And those are really, really good for teachers at the end of the school year. I got that idea actually from my cousin. She does that with her business communication class in high school, and she's done that for years and years. And so I started doing it, and it really helps motivate teachers at the end of the year. So we're going to do that, and then we have to do class surveys, which I do those to help me get some feedback on things I can change. And it's quite a bit of work to do surveys. However, I have found that it's really helpful. I have been able to make some positive change with the feedback I got from some of my kids. I've had some students who really helped me change and improve my teaching because they were able to offer a different perspective from what I did. And so we have to do that. And then we have to do the end of the year stuff, which honestly may only take 10 or 15 minutes. But that is, I'll have papers out with all their names on it, and then we go around the room and kind of write little affirmations. And then towards the end of class, they can we're going to take a class picture and everything. So I have to do that this week because next week, Tuesday, I'm not here. And a lot of the classes won't be here because we're on the UIL Splashaway to water park trip. And then Wednesday is our big hoorah party thing that takes all day. And then Thursday is the basketball tournament. So that's how that's gonna go. I'm gonna go get things set up and check in with y'all tomorrow. We'll see how much we're actually getting done. This is my new little desk buddy. He's my monster example. Just finished painting him today. Real quick before we do our year-end cleanup, I just want to let y'all know what my room looks like after a full year of duty with students. The floor is always the worst, although most of these marks are from the last week or so. The floor is never pretty. Tables, not doing too bad, especially because those are newer tables. Stools are doing good. My poor whiteboard. Let's see. I'm gonna have to repaint this cart next year. Floor is doing okay. This poor thing is totally blech. I can't show you that board over there because that's kids' names on it. Bookshelf is tired looking. Student files, everything is just tired looking. Let's see what it looks like tomorrow after all the cleanup. And just like that, with many man hours of kids' work, my room is clean and almost ready for the end of the year. Hello everyone! I am in such a good mood today. Oh, it's Wednesday. No, it's Thursday. I am in such a good mood today because my room is super clean. Yesterday on Wednesday was our annual clean out, and everything in my room is clean. And I still have a few things I need to pack up, like pack up my books, and I'm going to cover those so they don't get dusty. And I need to pick up all around my desk and things like that. And then I have a few things like artwork and stuff I need to make sure I can get to kids. So my room is like 85-ish% finished, and what I have left is not that bad. Now, as you can see kind of in the background going on there, my room is looking pretty blank. And some teachers who use the same classroom the next year tend to leave the stuff up. I don't, because paper fades throughout the year. Even fabric fades, depending on the color, the dye that's in there. And so I like to take everything down, and so I can start fresh in the new year, and I can change the color scheme if I want to. I can put brand new stuff up that looks super fresh and new, and so it gives us more motivation to start the new year. Now, that does present quite a bit of work at the beginning of the year. If you look in my vlog playlist, I had a handful of vlogs from the beginning of the year when I did classroom setup, and it takes a lot of work. And as the years go on, and as I have been in this school longer, which I'm going to be here probably for quite a while longer. I don't plan on leaving. Unless something weird comes up, you never know. But with that, every year I've been painting a little bit more, and so as I'm painting more things, less things I have to change every year. Like that blackboard that's right behind me, that wasn't black before, so I painted it black a couple years ago, and it just makes everything look nicer. Same thing with those cabinet fronts. I used to coat those with paper because they were all gross and ugly looking, and I painted them so I don't have to worry about that. Now, the only thing with paint is you do have to do touch-ups, but honestly, touch-ups go so fast in comparison with having to put up paper, and yeah. Because even though some things that I set up the same every year, like above my whiteboard are the elements principles, they go there. But I take them down because, well, first of all, in the summer when it's brighter outside, the color fades faster on the posters. It's going to get dusty. The letters I have to take down anyways because those get faded and gross. I don't reuse letters. I like the die cut letters. And I just like to start fresh. I like to have options. I like to come in at the beginning of the year and kind of have almost this blank canvas. And it is actually quite a bit of work at the beginning of the year and quite a bit of work at the end of the year to do that process. But getting the kids to help kind of teaches them some responsibility because they made this mess in the room. And then it just kind of helps things out. And also with the classroom clean out, which is a big tip that is super important for any art teacher. Get your kids to clean your tools. Get your kids to organize things. Get your kids to test your markers. Get your kids to sharpen your pencils. Have everything ready. And so it really helps me at the beginning of the year to be able to look at the supplies and see, okay, what do I need to order? To make sure that everything is clearly labeled. I have my kids do that too. I typically will give, like I did it yesterday, is I just took a bucket with all the scissors, rulers, and compasses, and I just gave it to a group of like 5 girls, and I said, okay, clean these. So I gave them Clorox wipes, they wiped everything, and make sure they're labeled, and clearly labeled, and I gave them some Sharpies, and they checked everything. It looks beautiful. It really, really helps. So that's one of my big secrets in terms of having so much stuff in my room, is having the kids do stuff. Like, in terms, like, looking at my list, I don't have much to do. There's some things I have to do, like organize my curriculum stuff and things like that. But I just have them do it. I'm not going to do it. Let them do it. And so it's nicer. But yeah, so that's what went on yesterday. Today in the morning, we are kind of doing some of our end of the year things because of our weird schedule that's going on. My morning classes, this is like the last real day I'm going to see them, because tomorrow in the morning we have an awards ceremony, so they don't go to their classes. Then Monday we're off. Tuesday I'm going on a field trip for my UIL kids who won they won our region, so I'm going with them. And so I'm just going to have a sub. It's a normal day, but I'm going to have a sub. So we'll do something silly and fun with a sub. Wednesday is our star party to celebrate that we passed our test, or to celebrate that we're done with our test. PTB gets, they rent some, which PTB, by the way, is parent-teacher boosters. They rent some bounce houses, and so the kids go in rotations throughout the day They have one rotation in the classrooms, which typically is things like board games, phones, and movies, depending on what the teachers do. We have a rotation where they go to the park and they can play basketball, play on the playground, run around, things like that. Then they have a rotation where they go in the gym and use the bounce houses. And so that really, the kids really like that. Like last year was super successful. And so then the last day of school next week on Thursday is a tournament of some kind. They said it was going to be basketball, I think. But then there's also debates about kickball. And some of the kids know, some of the kids don't. So I've just been kind of telling them they were rumors of it. This is what I was told. I don't know if it's really going to happen, so I may or may not see you on the last day. If I do see them on the last day, we'll just play Pictionary. Okay, it's an art thing. But yeah, I'm so happy because I'm almost done. And in other exciting news, I ran 8 miles yesterday. So I am getting super, super close to my goal of 100 miles before June 1st. I have 16 miles left and a week to do it, which is totally, totally doable. I was so freaking out yesterday. It's like, I have 24 miles left. I can't, that's going to be like really, really hard. I'm going to have to like really put something in. And it's either, I was debating on the way home, I was like, I'm either going to like give up on my goal and just go sleep because I was like worn out, or I'm going to go run. Thankfully, my husband was meeting somebody for tennis yesterday, so that kind of freed my brain up a little bit, like, what else am I going to do at home? So I just went and ran for an hour and a half. That was cool. Well, I got to go because I need to go run a couple errands and eat lunch. And, oh, I think I told you yesterday about thank you letters. I got to go put those away. Which, by the way, with those, most of the kids have been doing good. I had 4 people last period who absolutely just didn't do anything for the first 30 minutes of class, and that's what we were supposed to be doing, writing thank you letters. So when we got to do the fun little affirmation signing thing, I stuck them in the hallway. And I was just like, you don't have permission to participate. Go sit outside. And they did, and thankfully they were pretty quiet, although the nurse told me that one of them was like crawling around the floor. Oh well, it's okay. They were outside and I was done with them, and bye. Hopefully, cross your fingers, I don't have to deal with them in the last day of school. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Hello everybody, it is Friday, the last Friday of the school year. Oh my gosh. So, today was a completely abnormal day. This morning we had, hang on, I was trying to remember, did I vlog yesterday? I think I did. Anyways, yesterday, yeah, I did vlog. Okay, sorry, I want to keep you all up to date. Today was very abnormal. This morning was full of the award ceremony, and parents were encouraged to take their kids home, and so 2/3 of our students were absent for the afternoon, and so that really makes for easy work, and grades were due this morning, so there's not much we could do. Most teachers were playing movies or videos. It got to 7th period, the second to last period, my kids were like, we've been watching videos all day, can we like do something else? And I was like, okay, what do you want to do? And they're like, we want to play basketball. I was like, okay, go find a basketball, and they found a basketball. So I let them play outside. Some of them wanted to stay inside, so I put them in another teacher's classroom. I only had 5 kids that period, by the way. And then this last period, I think I had like 6 or 7 for Art 3, and we did a new tradition I'm starting. So let me show you. That new tradition was inspired by Miss Cassie Stevens, the most amazing teacher I have seen, and she is very eclectic and very enthusiastic, and I saw on her vlog, or blog, she talked about it on her blog, not her vlog, a couple times that she had her students paint fabric and then she made clothes out of them, and so that's what I did. I got a big piece of white fabric. I went ahead and started making the skirt. I pleated it, and then I had the kids paint it, and so I basically picked a color family and just let them put the paint on there and kind of sponge it together, and we tried to blend the sections together a little bit so it makes sense. I mean, you can totally tell the difference between the sections, but it looks pretty. It looks good. Then the other thing that we did, which one of my students suggested, I hope you can see names. I'll have to blur it out. It's okay. Is to do a handprint sign thing, and I'm going to hang this behind my desk next year, I decided. This is only some of my kids, obviously. There's 8 on there, actually. I'm missing quite a few of my students. I'm going to try and get them next year, or next week, and get their handprints on there so it can be a little bit more full. So that's what we did today, and we have a 3-day weekend, and it's like 4:05. So I'm going to say bye. I'm going to go home, and I'll see y'all later. Have a great weekend.